big news yesterday on the internet that got announced and then denounced and then announced again. And then now everybody's just rolling with the thought that Jason Garrett is completely out of the Cowboys because Ed Werder said that the next phase is phasing out Jason Garrett. They've had 3 meetings of chit-chat. We have been under the assumption that Jason Garrett has been crying in these meetings, and Jerry Jones, who says that Jason Garrett is a part of the family, he's been there for decades now as a player, as an assistant coach, now as a head coach for 9 years, 8 years. Jerry Jones has said it's been difficult to part ways with him. Just like any relationship, when you're thinking about breaking up with somebody, whenever they cry or something like that, it can be very difficult, especially if you still like the person. You just know that it's not right for either of you. So Jason Garrett has managed to move forward in these meetings without being officially let go. He had to do the year-end meetings with all the players, and the players were like, hey, it sounds as if Jason Garrett's coming back next year, the way he was talking to us. Like, hey, you got to work on this for next year. We're excited for you to do this next year. We're excited for you to do this next year. I'm not 100% sure if a coach who knew he was going to get fired would act like that. A lot of people tweeted me saying, how's he supposed to act in those year-end meetings? I was like, well, if he's going to get fired, he knows he's going to get fired. He could say, hey, it's been a privilege to coach you. If I were you, these are the things I would work on to be a better professional going forward. It's all in your phrasing. Jason Garrett, by all accounts of the players, now just what I've seen, has been taking these year-end meetings with these players as if he is going to be back next year. I would assume he's using words like we and us and we think you can do this or do that. Those year-end meetings, by the way, are very interesting. Very, very interesting, especially when you're walking into a lame duck coach. I couldn't even fathom what that would be like. But for me, Ed Werder reports that they're getting fired. Then somebody else comes out and says that they're not getting fired. Other coaches have been told to seek other jobs. Other coaches have been told that they'll be there. This Dallas Cowboys coaching situation is awesome. I mean, this is just absolutely awesome. Nobody has a clue what's going to happen. And aside from Ron Rivera, nobody's been hired yet. So the Dallas Cowboys are not behind the 8 ball on who they're going to hire next. It's a wild scene in Dallas. And I think this is exactly how Jerry Jones likes it. I don't think Jason Garrett's going to be the coach next year.
Pat, I have a question for you.
Yeah, buddy.
If they're as close, Jerry Jones and he, as people say, is there any possibility he's taking so long because Jerry Jones maybe is saying, listen, if you want to go on to be a head coach, we'll release you and you can go do that. Or I love you, you can stay in the front office somewhere and take a different job within the organization.
Yeah, I have no idea. I would assume that they are offering him a potential.
Because that could cause some delay, right? In decision making.
Well, I don't know about that.
On his behalf.
I don't know if Jason. I don't think Jason Garrett's the one that is taking the long time here for the decision. I would assume this is Jerry Jones trying to figure out how to properly do this. Now, when Jeff Saturday left the Colts and went and played for the Packers, and he came back for the Colts for a day to retire as a Colt, they offered him this front office job. His name is still on an office door somewhere. He has never done a single thing with that. Like it was like one of those, like, here's like a memorial position for the front office for Jeff Saturday. Maybe they'll do that with Jason Garrett because he's been around so long. But there's no way in hell I would want the fired coach to be around the team, especially if it's a lot of the same players when a new coach comes in with a new energy, a new everything. For now I've been on the record saying I think Lincoln Riley's the guy. Well, hello there. Utilize the promo code Pay the Bills and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic. I think Lincoln Riley's the right decision here as the head coach. Now, is Lincoln Riley going to leave Boomer sooner? I don't know. I don't know what more he could potentially accomplish at Oklahoma that he hasn't already accomplished. He gets Heisman's out the ass. He gets him to the college football playoff, gets buzzsawed every single year. Probably going to continue to happen because he can't keep up with the SEC. Unless he can. I don't know. I mean, I'm no genius. I think it's one recruiting class away, I guess, from being a stud, but he's accomplished a lot at Oklahoma. He's done all this. So maybe he feels content and happy knowing that he could be at Oklahoma for the rest of his life. But if you can be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, I would assume that would be the right move. And a guy that's just offensively innovative as Lincoln Riley is, with Dak Prescott, who's incredibly talented, Zeke, Amari Cooper, you name it. You go down, Cobb is down there. You name it. Have him get in there, bring in a very experienced defensive coordinator. Now you got a match made in heaven. brand new energy. I don't know if I want the clapper kind of hanging around to kind of be like, hey, back when we used to do this, we used to do this. Now, if it's a front office position where he's out there like speaking for the Cowboys, because I think by all accounts, anytime Jason Garrett gets on a microphone, he's very much like a politician. He doesn't say anything bad or detrimental. He doesn't really answer anything, but he keeps it moving. For me, that's the right move. A lot of people say Lincoln Riley shouldn't be the head coach because his defense was atrocious at the Big 12. Lincoln Riley's not defensive coordinator.
Right.
In the NFL, the defensive coordinator will handle that. Lincoln Riley will just oversee everything, keep the offense moving forward. It's a brand new energy. I think that's the right move, just in my eyes. But who knows what they're going to do because they're just, tiddly-tattling wrong here. He doesn't want to break up with them. Send the text, keep it moving. Conflicting reports. I'm excited to hear from Michael Lombardi about how that could possibly happen.
Yeah, as far as last night was very confusing, but I assume Jason Garrett is talking to his players as he's going to be there next year because he's in denial, and that's why he's crying in the meetings. But why they're taking so long, I also saw a report that the Joneses spent New Year's Eve in Aspen. And
you don't want to ruin a ski trip.
And there was very bad weather, so private planes could not get out, so they couldn't get back to Dallas to fire him in time.
Well, that's where the women flow like the Fisher Capistrano or whatever. Aspen. I'm talking about a place called Aspen. The fact that the meetings were delayed because they were stuck on a ski trip in Colorado, the most Jerry Jones thing of all time. I love and respect everything about that. It's just been a very interesting situation.
It's the Cowboys.
And the fact everybody's talking about how Jerry looks at this like a family. We talked to John Machota yesterday, the beat writer for The Athletic for the Dallas Cowboys. He talked about how he really views Jason Garrett as his son. Was he going to give him a percentage of the team then? Is it really that close of a family? Yeah. Is it that close? If I'm Jason Garrett, I'm like, if I'm viewed as like a son here, I would like a little, maybe a percent or two. But if it is a family, and that's how Jason Garrett is really viewed, Jason Garrett needs to look his father in the eye and say, hey, I let you down. I've ruined this franchise, and take one right on the shoulder and kind of get out of there. I just don't understand how the conflicting reports come out